Okay, so are you pretty good at algebra? Well, hopefully the answer is yes. But many of you out there are going to be saying, well, I used to be great at algebra, but that was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But nevertheless, even if you've been away from math, algebra, specifically for many years, I still think you could remember how to do a problem like this. This is not a difficult algebra problem. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at it. It is k divided by 7 divided by parentheses 2k divided by 7 plus k and parentheses. We want to simplify this down to one value. So if you could figure this out, go ahead and put your answer into the comment section. I'm going to show you the correct answer in just 1 second, and then we're going to go through the solution step by step. Again, we're not talking about advanced algebra here. And again, for those of you that have been away from math for a long time, just don't look at this and just say, well, you know what, I totally forgot everything. There's no way. Well, you might surprise yourself. Maybe play with the problem for a few seconds and see what you can remember. But anyways, before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John, and I have been teaching middle and high school math for decades. And it really is my true passion to try to make learning math as easy as possible. So if you need assistance in mathematics, check out my math help program at tcmathacademy.com. You can find a link to that in the description below. And if this video helps you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the answer. The answer is 1/9. Okay, now that might be a little bit surprising. We have all these kind of variables and things going on. You never want to judge what an answer is going to be in a math problem, especially an algebra problem. Oftentimes things look complicated and then you'll end up with a nice, lovely answer like this. So if you got this right, that is fantastic. We must celebrate by giving you a nice, slow, happy face, an A plus, a 100%, and multiple stars. So you can brag to your friends and family that indeed you are still a rock star when it comes to basic algebra. Okay. Again, that's all you need to know in order to handle this type of problem. Now, if you didn't get this right, it's just an indication that you need to work on your math skills, your algebra skills. All of this stuff is, definitely not beyond your ability to learn. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, 99.99999% percent of you can go as far as you want in mathematics, at least up to, let's say, calculus, okay, for sure. And if you don't know what calculus is, it's that crazy math that looks like this. Pretty advanced math. And now, as someone who has a degree in mathematics and a master's degree, I will say that even when you try very, very hard and very abstract and very, very difficult mathematics, even your effort is not going to necessarily bring you, let's say, success, right? Then, that's kind of a high, high level. But it's been my experience that most people, for sure, can at least get to calculus. So if you're interested in math, keep learning it, okay? And some of you could probably go, all the way, to get a doctorate in mathematics. Who knows? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this problem. And the problem here is actually a complex fraction. Now, I wrote it in this manner, k over 7 divided by parentheses 2k divided by 7 plus k and parentheses, but really, I kind of wanted to write the problem this way. Okay, so this is the same problem, k over 7 divided by 2k over 7 plus k. Okay, so first thing that you want to recognize is that if I gave you the problem in this format, it means the same thing as this. Okay, now I just threw in some grouping symbols to kind of make this very explicit that we have this entire thing as the denominator. But the first thing you want to be able to do is to interpret a problem like this as a big complex fraction. It's a fraction problem, right? So here is our numerator, and we are dividing it by a denominator. The numerator is this, and the denominator is this whole thing, okay? So you can see that we're going to have to work on cleaning up our denominator here before we can actually divide the numerator by the denominator. So we're going to have to deal with this fraction here, 2k over 7 plus k. Okay, so that is going to be kind of the steps that we're going to take. Again, I wanted to kind of give you the problem this way, but yeah, I think it would have been a little bit too big, if you will. And also, too, I wanted to kind of, make this a little bit easier for those of you that need to kind of see that we are dealing with a complex fraction. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and kick off the actual solution. Now, being that I'm going to think about the problem in this manner, we need to simplify the denominator first. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out what 2k over 7 plus k is. Now, even if you didn't get this problem right, and you're like, well, I didn't get it right, but I still feel like I have pretty good algebra skills, well, see if you can figure this out, okay? So 2k over 7 plus k, how do we do this? Well, this k, we can even write this as a fraction. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. We can, anytime you want to write anything as a fraction, just put it over 1. So if I give you the number 5, you're like, well, that's not a fraction. Well, of course it is. We could just write that as 5 over 1. And now you can be very explicit about what is the numerator and what is the denominator. Okay, so anytime, again, you want to think of things as fractions, just put it over 1. So can you figure this out? Well, sure you can. All right, you may have forgotten. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to do here. Well, we are trying to add fractions. So in the fraction world, we cannot add fractions unless the denominators are the same. Okay. Now here we do not have the same denominators, right? We have 7 and 1. So we're going to have to find the lowest common denominator. So what is the LCD? Hopefully you recognize it as 7. Okay. So I'm going to have to write these fractions such that their denominators, both of them, is 7. Okay, well, this one already has the denominator of 7, so no problem there. We have 2k over 7. But I'm going to have to fix this fraction up such that its denominator is 7. So what do we need to do? Well, we're going to take 1 and multiply it by 7. That's going to turn that into 7. But if I multiply the denominator by 7, I must multiply the numerator by 7 as well. So that's going to be 7k. So now my problem is 2k over 7 plus 7k over 7, right? Now at this point, this is going to be very easy because the denominators are the same. It's 7, okay? So when we have, or we're adding or subtracting fractions with the same denominators, all we have to do is add or subtract the respective numerators. And here that's going to be 2k plus 7k, which is 9k. So this entire answer here is 9k over 7. Okay, now I want to show you a technique that all of you out there that are interested in math or doing math right now should know. So let's get away from this LCD business here for a second. And this is really kind of the approach that I would hope that most of you would have taken. Now, you still need to know how to find the LCD and add and subtract fractions with variables in algebra, no doubt about that. But here is a great little shortcut that you could have taken to answer this problem. It's called the bow tie, or I call it the bow tie method of adding and subtracting fractions. It is fantastic, and you have to go in this very specific order. Okay, so here it goes. We're going to start with this denominator in the bottom right. You always start right here. Okay, we have two fractions. You're going to start from the bottom right, which is this denominator. You're going to multiply this way. All right, so 1 times 2k is what? 2k. Now, because this is an addition problem, I'm going to put a plus symbol right there. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply from this denominator, the bottom left, and I'm going to go this way. All right, so that's going to be 7 times k. We're going to write the answer right here. So this little kind of crisscross here is forming our numerator. All right, so again, 1 plus 2k, it's you always start here in the bottom right. Okay, if you start this way, you're going to get the answers wrong, especially when it comes to subtraction. Subtraction. So when you're adding and subtracting fractions, you can always use this little kind of technique. So 1 plus 2k is 2k, plus 7 plus k is 7k, all over, okay, that's the numerator, and then our last step is 7 times 1 is what? 7. Now look what what we have here. 2k and 7k is 9k over 7. I didn't even have to mess with the LCD. This is an absolute must-know for those of you that are taking algebra or want to kind of get back into it. All right, so here is our answer, 9k over 7. Okay, so at this point, when we're looking at our complex fraction, I got k over 7 divided by all of this, 2k over 7 plus k, and we figured that out. So now I have 9k divided by 7. So now this problem is going to be not too difficult. We have this divided by this. Okay, and you can kind of write that out as one expression. And if you know how to divide fractions, again, basic arithmetic here, you should be able to figure this out. So let's go ahead and show you the next step, which of course is having you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're going to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification button so you can get my latest videos. I'm pretty much posting math videos every day because I'm obsessed with helping as many people as possible. There is such a problem with people learning math, not because they can't learn math. It's just that, I think that they're not getting enough encouragement, right? The number one thing, too, is what I try to do, at least, is to try to teach math in a clear and understandable way. Because if I teach it in a very technical manner, or if someone's teaching you something in a very technical manner and you don't understand, you're going to be like this: I don't understand, therefore I am not good in math, right? This is what your brain's going to be telling you. And it should be telling you that because you're like, I don't understand, so I'm not good in math, right? Not math, well, not good in math, right? So this is what a lot of people believe, that they're not good in math. And that's not the case, all right? You have to have things explained to you in a way you like and understand. That's how you build skills, right? That's how you build math skills. So anyways, by you subscribing, it really does help my YouTube channel grow as many people as I possibly can. So thank you so much. Matter of fact, right now, as you subscribe, this is my facial expression. And let's continue on with the problem. Okay, so right here, we have k divided by 7, or I can write that here. This is our numerator being divided by, okay, so here's our division sign right here, 9k. No, actually, let me use a different color here to make this nice and lovely. So we have 9k divided by 7. All right, so now I'm going to write this complex fraction this way. So k divided by 7, k over 7, or k divided by 7 divided by, right here, 9k over 7. So this is what we want to do, is kind of write it this way as we are going to divide these two fractions. And if you know basic fractions, basic arithmetic, you should be able to do this problem pretty easily. All right, so here's the problem: k over 7 divided by 9k over 7. So what do we do when we're dividing fractions? Well, we're going to have to take that division and turn it into multiplication, right? And how do we do that? Well, we're going to have to flip the fraction to the right of the division symbol. Okay, so in this case, it's 9k over 7. We have to flip that upside down. That's called the reciprocal. Just means we're going to put the denominator where the numerator is at, and vice versa. So this problem, k over 7 divided by 9k over 7, is equivalent to k over 7 times, okay, being multiplied by 7 over 9k. Okay, so now we're going to do this, and multiplying fractions is super easy because to multiply fractions, all we are going to do is multiply the respective numerators and denominators. So this is going to be k times 7 over 7 times 9k. Now, before you start doing any multiplication, like, oh, I'm going to multiply 7 times 9, just hold off because you want to look for opportunities to cross-cancel like factors. Okay, so hopefully a lot of you kind of saw, oh, when I do this, I cross-cancel this and cross-cancel that, and that is exactly right. So right here, when we look at our answer, we want to look for like factors, in other words, the same factors in the numerator and denominator. So here I have a 7 down in the denominator, I have a 7 up in the numerator, so I can cross-cancel these. Okay, I don't need to, I can kind of get rid of them for my problem. And then right here, I have a k up in the numerator and a k down in the denominator. And again, 9k, this is multiplication, so this is a factor as well. So I could cross-cancel that k with this k. So this leaves me with what? A 9 down in the denominator. And you might be saying, well, there's nothing up here in the numerator. Yes, there's always a 1. Okay, so I'm left with a 1 and a 9, or 1 over 9, and that is our final answer. Okay, so some of you might say, well, hey, Mr. YouTube Math Man, this might be basic algebra for you, but this is, advanced for me. Well, this is, again, maybe like pre-algebra, algebra 1 level mathematics, okay? So nothing that you can't learn. Matter of fact, if you need more assistance in algebra, if you want to relearn algebra, I'm going to leave links to my algebra courses in the description, including pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, And if somebody wanted to check out my pre-calculus course, I'll leave a link in the description as well to that course. But here's the thing, right? Uh, it's my belief that if you learn something really, really well, even if you've been away from it from a long time, it shouldn't take you too much to kind of get your skills back. All right. So for those of you that are interested in relearning algebra over, let's say, you've been away from it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, just to see if you can do it again, I bet you can relearn it pretty quickly. Okay. I think it'll all kind of come back and all those great memories from high school as well. All right. So, with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.